What's up guys, Rob at Optimal Bodies, sponsored by Dan Fitness. Check them out at danfitness.com. Quote Rob10, you get 10% off some decent gym clothing, so thanks to them, cheers guys. Okay, we're going to go sort of back to basics today and talk about what is the main reason and the main qualities of any sort of diet that allows you to be successful at diet. So let's say 90 to 99% of people go on a diet to lose weight. They want to lose, hopefully, body fat, and they want to improve their image. They want to be more toned, more muscular physique, but majority just want to lose some body fat. So we're going to use that as our base and our framework for this video. So what is the main attribute of a diet that allows you to be able to be successful? And it's adherence, so being able to stick to a diet. Because we all know we can't just do a certain diet paradigm for a day. We're not going to wake up the next morning and look like how we want to look. It takes time, just as it takes time to put on body fat. It happens over years and years and years. It all adds up. So a diet needs to be able, you need to be able to stick to it. It sounds very simple, but that is the case, and people don't see it as that often. Not everyone, but some see it as like they see the word diet and they associate it with, first of all, something that's short term, and also something that's restrictive, which probably a different story, but those are the two main things, and it shouldn't be seen as that. It should be seen as something lifelong, sustainable, minor tweaks here and there, because obviously you might be in an energy deficit at one point to get a certain goal, and then you might have to eat more, an energy surplus, say you want to put on a lot of muscle weight. But the same principles should be able to be applicable to everyday life, every day for the rest of your life. So let's talk about hunger, because that is probably going to be the main driving force whether you're going to be successful on your diet for a start. So is it something that's going to keep you satiated? Otherwise, if you're hungry, it's a strong driving signal that a lot of us, even the best amount of willpower, can cause you to struggle to be able to keep at that diet. Eventually something's got to give, and you're going to head to that fridge and you're just going to give in to your cravings. And why wouldn't you? It's a bodily signal that we've become adapted to listen to. So if you're on a really low calorie diet, and I'm going to use this specifically, a low fat diet and also low protein, it's usually the low fat that people go for, then that can cause a problem. So the hormone that makes us hungry is called ghrelin. This is released from your stomach and also throughout your gastrointestinal tract, so like your intestines and things. So it makes sense, so anywhere where the food is in your system. So it is a direct message from your digestive system, mainly in your stomach, that signals your brain, sends a message and says you're hungry, so let's eat. So how does this occur? So this occurs mainly when the stomach is not on stretch. So when there isn't food throughout your system, in your stomach and your digestive system, so when it's not stretched, ghrelin is released, and it's inhibited by when you eat and the stomach gets stretched. Now you may think, oh, so when I eat I become satiated, my brain's happy with it, they're getting a signal, it's got food on board, I can stop eating. Now it becomes a problem if your main source of food is carbohydrates and not fat. So let's say you go on a mainly 60% plus carbohydrate based diet and your fat's really low. Often we get told to eat low fat. Now the problem with this is you are relying on this stretching mechanism of your stomach until you become full. So that is the only way carbohydrates, the main way that they get the signal to the brain that they're full. So you have to eat more to become satisfied. Whereas if you compare this to a high-fat, low-carbohydrate diet, there's a special hormone called cholecystokinin, known as CCK, that gets released when you eat fat and when you eat protein. And this doesn't rely on a stretching mechanism, so you can eat a lot less and become full. So you eat fat, you eat protein, this CCK, cholecystokinin hormone, gets released and tells your brain you're full a lot sooner than if you're eating carbs. So you have to eat carbs for longer and more of them before you will get full. And obviously if you relate that back to our goals of fat loss, you're going to see there's a problem. You're going to end up eating more, and you're more likely to end up in an energy and a calorie surplus rather than a deficit which allows you to release body fat and lose fat. So the message is keep the fat and protein high, obviously within a sufficient range for your body type and goals, and for your weights and lean mass, etc. But the main message is to be able to keep the carbohydrates low and the fat high. You're going to become satisfied with what you eat a lot sooner. And I get this reported a lot when I get clients drastically changing their macronutrient profile. So they'll drop the carbs down, they'll put the fat up, and usually the protein comes with it, because can you think of a food in nature that doesn't have fat and protein combined? So you're usually eating fat and protein quite similar ratios. So, and the report they get this, they say, is it normal that I'm not hungry? They've gone hours and they're not hungry. And it's because your body's satisfied. It wants fat and it wants protein. So you're giving it what it wants and it doesn't have to send this hunger signal. Now, as you get leaner, so ghrelin and CCK, these are these short-term hunger hormones that control hunger and satiety. Leptin is produced, which I've spoke of before, from your fat cells. So that's like a more long-term, constant message to your brain of how much fuel we've got on board, how much we've got stored. So the more body fat you have, the higher your leptin levels are, which makes sense. It's a stronger signal to your brain saying, look, we've got a lot of energy on board. You don't need to be eating as much. So that's just a bit of information. And the leaner you get, the lower your leptin levels become. So that's why, even if you're on a high fat diet, but if you're getting like sub 10% body fat, veins all over your abs, striations everywhere, you're probably still going to be hungry because you've got this lowered leptin level from your adipose tissue, your fat cells, because you decrease your adiposity. So if you're looking for a sustainable diet, something that's going to keep you fuller for longer, you're probably going to do better than someone that's getting these hunger cravings. And why would you want to fight off these hunger cravings and be miserable and having to really fight against this strong willpower to eat? You might as well make it easy for yourself, become healthy, lose body fat while actually not being hungry all the time. And now you know why. So any questions on this, any other topics, give me a message. Please like and share my page, and you can click the invite friends button on my Facebook page if you think your friends will benefit from my information. And obviously you can tell them to check out this YouTube channel. So thanks for listening, guys. Cheers.